What's up, guys? Good evening. It is almost 8 o'clock on a Sunday night. Bonus video time. We went to the lake today. I am just parking the boat back in my barn. We got to make an irrigation lane change. Lane change or just spin it? I think a lane change. Here in about an hour. But yeah, big day on the farm today. Before we get to that, I do have some I have some footage from yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, maybe earlier today, I don't know. So I'm gonna roll that. And dang, I got too much sun today. My back's hurting. I think I got a little sunburn. I took the shirt off at the lake and tried to work on my farmer's tan, which is pretty significant. And I think I got a little burnt today. I put sunscreen on twice too, dang it. But oh well. Anyway, here's my footage from earlier. Cheese. Did the corn make knee high?
Yeah.
Is it over your head? It's getting tall, isn't it? Can you say happy 4th of July?
Happy July.
Yeah. So right now it is Saturday afternoon, July 4th, about 4:30 in the afternoon. I want to show you guys something. You see this? Can you tell what's getting water and what hasn't? So the gun's right there. We're making the pole that's about 200 feet that way, 180. We made this pole 24 hours ago, last night, evening. Right there is where the water fell. Now it's not quite that defined of a line usually, but obviously I can't keep up. There's just nothing I can do. So water's coming. It's coming as fast as I can get it. It's not quite as defined on the other side of this low hole. This is the sand ridge where we're standing, but the line's there. You can see it. Can't keep up. 90 degrees, full sun, no rain. It's not a good combination. Well, we've got another lake day today. We've got a live band playing on the party barge there. Boats are lined up 4 deep here at the island, and it's a good time. We're having a good day. And the bush light is for the farmers today. So we need to take some more fuel up to our generator. I fueled it up yesterday, took 100 gallons up, but I want to take another one tonight. And I also need some fuel for the generator. So we're gonna fill up this gas can. When I've been having trouble with that motor, a few of you said to use premium non-ethanol gas. I guess I can't say for sure that this is non-ethanol, but we do put premium gas in this tank, so it's good stuff. It's not a gas or fuel issue for that motor, but that said, I did put some sea foam in the gas the last few days, and that thing has been running much better. I don't know if there was something in the carburetor and I got it cleaned out or what, but yeah, I haven't had any issues yesterday or today, and so far so good. So that's a good thing. We're gonna take some more fuel up for it, make sure it keeps running. Putting fuel in that tank, we'll take that up there later. So while I was at the lake today, with no heads up, no warning, no, hey, I'm thinking about this, no nothing, Dad decided he was going to go combine wheat today. So he went and combined wheat. I'm not sure exactly how much they did, but there's a full semi-load sitting out here. And according to this paper, it tested somewhere between 13.7 and 14.4, which is dry. I'd be combining wheat too. Here's the thing though. Friday, when I took that sample that tested 17.1, whatever it was, I went and told Dad about it, and he just completely blew me off, like, wow, the guys down the road or few towns over are just starting. We're always 4 days behind them, or we're always a week behind them, or whatever. We already know. It's fine. So I backed off and basically just decided that somebody else is going to have to decide when to go, and thought it would probably be Monday or later. And then today, without telling me at all, he just decided to go. I was at the lake. He knew I was there. I don't know if he went because I was there, or I don't really know what's going on. All he had to do was say, hey, we should try some wheat today, and I would have been here. But he never did. So anyway, we're going to go stop by the field here in a second. Here's the first semi-load. Looks pretty good. It's warm. Got a few holes, some chaff, but not terrible. I wouldn't be too worried about that. Phil talked to him. He was working on the other truck. He said he's going to haul this one in tomorrow and take it to the elevator, see what they say it says for moisture, and hopefully it's close to what our tester says. And then we'll start filling our bin back here if it's really 13-14%. That's good. Well, here's the wheat field. Looks like he did about 3 rounds. Didn't do a lot. Did some ends and a couple rounds through the field just to make sure everything's working right, I guess. I don't know. Looks okay here. I'm gonna check under one of these windrows, see what we're throwing out the combine for kernels, loss-wise and stuff, but it looks okay. Sometimes working with family is about the most difficult thing you will ever do. I think I've made it abundantly clear on this channel how appreciative that I am of the opportunities that I have been given, and that my dad lets me farm with him and do all of the things that I do. But sometimes, man, is it hard working with family. Ever since I started laying irrigation pipe 2 weeks ago, I think Dad thought I was stupid then for doing it, and that I was wasting my time, because we weren't terribly dry when I started it, but it was getting there, and I saw the forecast that was coming, and I don't know. I don't know what to think, but we haven't been on the same page since. Let's just put it that way. And then today he just decides to go and combine wheat after basically telling me I was stupid for even thinking about it on Friday when I took that sample and thought it was way drier than I thought. And my whole point was, well, maybe by Monday we'll be able to go. And then today he just decides to go and combine wheat without, he didn't call me. He didn't say, what do you think about it? He didn't say, I'm thinking about it. He just went and did it. He called me to help get the combine set up because I wasn't ready. I didn't have GPS equipment in it. I wasn't ready. But he did it anyway, so it's fine. Whatever. No big deal. Anyway, I wanted to stop and check what our loss looks like here, so I stopped in the last windrow that he did and just kind of pushed some of the stuff off to the sides. And we'll kind of crawl down here, push some of this chaff off to the side here, and look for kernels laying on the ground. And I can already tell it looks pretty good. There are some kernels there. There's a fair amount, actually. But yeah, he's got a lot of kernels. See all those laying on the ground? That's probably more than we want to see. Now, a few kernels is not the end of the world. I think I read somewhere, or one of the guides in the combine says that it takes 144 kernels per square foot to equal 1 bushel loss per acre. 1 bushel loss would probably be considered acceptable. And I don't think we're there. But there are certainly a fair amount of kernels laying on the ground. Now, some of these are little tiny shriveled up ones. They may have some disease in them and stuff. Anyway, they're going to add up to a lot. So, not the end of the world. It's not terrible, but there's a lot. We'll have to make some adjustments tomorrow when we get going again, assuming that it's dry enough and that everything's working right. But it's not terrible, but we gotta adjust that. Try and clean it up a little bit. You will also notice that we are leaving windrows, basically all of the chaff and what's left of the wheat plants after it comes out of the combine in a row. That will get baled into straw. We don't do that. A buddy of mine does that, but that's why. I'll show you that more later. We did even get the grain cart out here though. That's good. Maybe we even got some data off of it to know how many bushels he put through the grain cart. Okay, I'll have to fuel up our generator. Alright, more fuel in the generator. Tomorrow morning we are going to have to shut down to change oil in our generator, which shouldn't take real long, but it is what it is. We're going to have to do it because we're pushing 300 hours on the generator since an oil change, and that's plenty. Our pump and everything here is still running pretty good. I haven't had any trouble with the Traveler out there at all, but I have had some trouble with this injection pump. I don't know if I got airlocked or what the deal was, but when my nurse tank that I had sitting here ran empty and I had to go in and get more fertilizer, and I pumped it into the tank on the pump trailer, and then I plugged in the pump and it wasn't working. It was not pumping anything. And so this morning when I started it up, I adjusted that slide on here, put more gallons per hour out, and it started pumping. And so then I adjusted it back to the right rate, and it's moving today because it was at 400 when I left this morning, and we're down to under 350 now. So that's good. That means our injection pump is working like it's supposed to now. We had I don't know, 3-4 runs that didn't get any ATS on the second shot, but it'll be okay. And the river has not dried up yet. Still can't tell we're making a dent in how much water flows down this river. So pretty amazing how much water there is there, if you ask me. Well, my motor seems to be running good. Somebody asked me if I ever revved it up. I do when I get to the end of the runs like this, and it's still not quite all the way in. We're 20-30 feet. They're short, so I rev it up to get it in fast here at the end of the run. This particular pull here, we're sitting in a dang mud hole, and it's no good. Plus my seal on the front was leaking on this run. I haven't got that new one yet. Probably tomorrow I'll get that and fix it, but it's what it is. Just means I gotta work in the mud tonight. So anyway, pump timer on the pump shut us off here, so we gotta get ready to spin this thing around, pull it that way, and water this corn. Since I didn't get to it yesterday, I will attempt to show you how all of this works. Basically, we've got to pick up our stabilizer legs, which this one is underwater. No good. Once we get the crank turned all the way in like that, then we pull this pin and we can lift it up, which requires 2 hands. Like that. We can also close our valve because we got to disconnect the hose in order to spin it. One of the things I've been trying to figure out is how to make this process of these stabilizer legs a little bit quicker, easier. I think I figured it out. Whoops. I took the crank off of there, welded a nut on a piece of pipe that was the right diameter, and put the gear inside this gearbox on the pipe faster. So now I just got to lift the drop leg up. Okay, so my stabilizer legs are up. I can disconnect the hose there. So I'll probably disconnect it on the traveler side. But then we just got to wait for this to get pulled back in the rest of the way. Okay, once this gets in, we clip these. And then we crank up this winch to lift up. Oh man, it's muddy. Lift up the gun cart. Once we've got the gun cart off the ground, we got to lift up these stabilizers on the cart so that we can pivot it around. So now that I've got those pulled up, we come over here and pull this, and now the entire thing will spin. And we turn it until it's facing the opposite direction. Once we've got it where we want it, we release the handle and lock it into place. Now, we're a little bit off here. This wheel is right in line with that row, so I'm going to actually back up the 40-20, the whole Traveler, just a little bit to get it more centered in the lane. Don't have to go much. About right there. Now it's the reverse steps of the process. Stabilizer legs down, gun cart down, get her ready to pull out. We've got to hook our supply hose back up to the inlet over here, which just slides on there. Ugh. Sorry, trying not to get soaked here. And then a ring lock goes on there. So much for the whole trying not to get soaked thing. Definitely got water in my boot, stepping in that. But I got the clamp on. I also dropped my phone in the water in the process, so great. Okay. Kind of kick the hose out so that it's somewhat in an arc shape so that when the pump puts pressure to it, it lays out. Open the valve. Disengage the gearbox. Hook the chain hitch up to tractor. And we're ready to pull. Slowly tighten up the chain and start pulling the gun cart out. In the process, enjoy the nice sunset. We've got a 3 mile/hour speed limit, so we just pull her down this lane at 3 miles an hour. This one is not quite a full pull. The road cuts us off, but we are awfully close. 1,000 feet or 1,100 feet instead of 1,200, I think. It's cooling down and the sun's not beating down on this corn so bad, so it is starting to unroll, but we do still have some of it rolled up pretty tight here, which means our water is not coming fast enough, as you saw earlier in the clip that I filmed yesterday, which was right over there. In the middle of the day, you can see to the line what just got watered and what hasn't. As we start getting to the end of the run here, we slow down. I don't know if you guys can see the gun cart or the reel way back there is white. That's the hose coming off of it. We got most of it pulled off. And we stop. We're gonna call it right there. Back up and let the tension off the chain. We don't really want to spray water out onto the road too awful bad, so we're trying to stay back 200 feet or so. We're probably a little bit close. That's okay. Now we pull these pins and put our stabilizer legs back down. Like that. Unhook from the tractor and toss this back up there. And the gun cart is ready to go. Now, because of where we're at in the field, it is easier to simply pull the or take the tractor back to the pump and start it up and then go to the next run than it is to go to the next run and then take the four-wheeler back to the pump. So we come out to the road, go to our next lane right down here, we'll drive back to the pump and get that started. On the way over to the pump here, I was doing some math, and based on my 2 foot per minute retrieval speed, this run would take until 6:30 in the morning, 9 hours and 15 minutes. I can't be here at 6:15 in the morning or 6:30. I can be here at 7:30, so I'm going to slow her down just a little bit and make this a 10.5-hour run, which means 7:30, 7:45 in the morning. So we set our timer for 10 hours, 30 minutes. And then we got to hit our primer. Kind of a two-hand deal. Okay, and then we push start. And we're good. Now we jump back in our tractor and drive up to where the next lane will be, which is on the back side of the field, opposite direction from what we just pulled. And then we got to back down the lane. You can see right up there where the ground gets wet. That's the run that we just finished. And here behind us is our next pull that we'll make in the morning. So we're gonna back all the way down this till we get to the center where our pipe is and where the traveler's gonna sit. And we park it right here. Now we walk back one lane to where the traveler's at and get it started up, reeling in so that the gun doesn't sit in the same spot down there all night, because that would be bad. Check our footage on the hose. 1152, which I think I figured 1150, so that is good. Our seal is not leaking now at all. I can't figure out why. Sometimes it leaks and sometimes it doesn't, but that's not leaking now, so that's good. So we come over here and start up our little Honda motor. Come on. What's wrong? This bar on the front that shuts it down when the gun gets pulled all the way in has to be like that, otherwise our motor won't start. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Idler way down. And make sure our speed adjustment rod over here gets pulled all the way up. Like that. And then we come over here to our speedometer and see what it says. We need to slow it down some more. We want this to pull in at 22 inches per minute tonight. 23, we're close. This knob here changes that shiv on that pulley, and it adjusts the speed. There, we're close. Probably gonna leave it there. Okay, now it sits there and runs. Oh, we got to engage it. Push this little thing over like that, and that starts it spinning on the drum, and it'll go all night. At least that's the goal, that it goes all night. So now we got to jump back on our four-wheeler and go get our fuel trailer. Just wanted to show you that this corn is growing. It's growing fast. Head high on me now. Whoop, wrong way. now we go home. Well, back to the farm, then home. Okay, so we pulled it just a little too far. We're shooting over the road. We're getting more corn that way, off to the sides here. Yeah, shouldn't have pulled it quite so far, but it'll reel itself in. It won't be shooting on the road for very long. And there's about 4 cars a day that drive down this road. My guess is 3.5 of them have already gone through. Still a pretty cool sunset tonight. Okay, well, that is it for me today. We'll consider this bonus weekend footage. Yeah, had a good weekend. Went to the lake, had a good time. Anyway, busy week or busy day tomorrow with combining and irrigating, and we got to change oil in that generator and make sure all that stuff is good to keep going up there. Dad didn't really let me finish my setup stuff for the combine and the grain cart, so I'm going to try and get that done in the morning before we get rolling combining wheat. And then we'll combine wheat in the afternoon and move irrigation when we have to. So yeah, should be a good day. It's going to be a busy week with combining and irrigation, and I need a haircut. I'm going to try and get Tuesday. Oh, I did talk to my father-in-law who runs a mechanic shop about my brakes on my truck, for those of you that were asking. So working on that as well. But yeah, have a great night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I told you guys I didn't think you could get to 10,000 by the time we started wheat harvest. I was right. Maybe you can do it by the time we finish. It's not looking good though. Gonna need every one of you that's not subscribed already to hit that subscribe button, please. And while you're at it, give me a like on the video, a thumbs up as well. So if you have any questions or comments, as always, leave them in the comments section down below. I'll be sure to answer your questions. I read all the comments, and I appreciate any feedback that you have. So thank you. See ya.